Watching the 4 o'clock news on Oklahoma's News 4.
And right now, for support and prayers for 2 people killed in a plane crash, what we're learning about the victims.
Plus, an ambulance taken out for a joyride. We're going to tell you how police got the driver to stop.
And drugs, chemicals, and weapons. The terrifying discovery inside a Lawton apartment.
And we're going to get to those stories in just a moment. But first, thanks for joining us this afternoon at 4. I'm Eli Roberts.
And I'm Jolene Cheney. We do begin with breaking news here. Air Comfort Solutions Chopper 4 giving us a bird's eye view of a crash involving a city bus. This is downtown Oklahoma City you're looking at. It happened just a short time ago. So far, no word on what caused that crash or if anybody's hurt, but we are keeping an eye on it and we'll keep you updated.
All right, and also a short chase leads to the arrest of a man who was wanted for stealing a truck. That pursuit came to an end earlier this afternoon in northwest Oklahoma City. Air Comfort Solutions Chopper 4 was there as Dennis Ray surrendered right there in this parking lot near Melrose and Rockwell. Police pulled him out of the truck, which was reportedly stolen in Amarillo, Texas. Authorities also tell us that Ray was wanted in Oklahoma County for another stolen vehicle. Also this afternoon, we are learning more about the victims of Monday's plane crash.
The small jet on the final leg of its trip when something went terribly wrong, killing everyone on board. 60-year-old Doug Durning died at the scene. Also killed 43-year-old Britton Lee. Our Brent Skarkey joins us now live from Sundance Airport. And Brent, both victims are being remembered as skilled pilots.
They definitely are. The airport actually closed today, but a lot of staff, a lot of fellow pilots are here on site talking with one another, remembering their friends. Really an outpouring of emotion for these 2 pilots. The investigation continues into what led to this deadly plane crash Monday in far northwest Oklahoma City. Tuesday, officials from the NTSB on site looking into what led to the twin-engine jet hitting the ground upside down. Today, the medical examiner releasing the names of the 2 pilots, 60-year-old Doug Durning and 43-year-old Britton Lee, were behind the controls when their 1978 Israel Airjet went down on approach to Sundance Airport. Durning killed on site. Lee was transported to the hospital where she later passed. Today, the plane's owner and owner of Sundance Airport, Jerry Hunter, putting this message on his personal Facebook page, saying in part, "I was honored to call these skilled aviators my friends. My thoughts and prayers are with their families and those that hold them dear." Really an outpouring of emotion all over social media today from friends and fellow pilots. One friend, talking of Doug Durning, says, "I'm completely in shock. You were so caring, always putting others before yourself. You were full of great advice, words of encouragement, and always put a smile on my face with your witty jokes. You were such an amazing pilot, and I'm truly blessed to have known you." Another fellow pilot remembering Lee says, "It is a shame to lose a really good pilot, person, and friend, and this is a case of that. The world is a poor place without her. I will miss her." Really the case with all the pilots I talked to. I talked to literally dozens of pilots today. They didn't want to go on camera, but they all remembered very skilled pilots and very good people. Coming up tonight at 5, we'll have more from the airport itself as it remembers these 2 valued members of its community. We'll send it back in the studio now.
Thank you, Brent. Also following more breaking news here, reports of a shooting at Brookwood Village Apartments.
All of this is happening right now, and we've got Air Comfort Solutions Chopper 4 pilot Mason Dunn over the scene, which is at Southwest 89th and Western. Mason, what are we learning about this at this hour?
Yes, Eli, right now this is a shooting. Now, police are on the scene. We've got several squad cars here. They have a huge area taped off with the crime scene tape. We're not really sure the condition of the person that was shot at the moment. We did hear that they were searching for a suspect. Now, Air 1 is out here. They're actually right below me, helping police possibly look for a suspect. But right now, that's about all the information we have. The fire department was here. We didn't see an IMSA unit, so they have already left. So I don't know if that's good news or bad news, but reporting from Brookwood Village Apartments at Southwest 89th and Western, Mason Dunn, Air Comfort Solutions, Chopper 4.
Yeah, and we're going to get a crew over there to find out exactly what did happen. Mason, thank you for that.
Also, new details tonight about what sparked a massive federal response to a Lawton apartment in January.
We now know that not only were drugs discovered inside, but also dangerous chemicals. This was the scene in late January. The FBI, ATF, even police surrounding Philip Heath's apartment. A day earlier, during a search of Heath's apartment, officers found meth and drug paraphernalia. but they quickly became alarmed after finding some unknown chemicals. One of those chemicals has been identified, and it was the chemical warfare agent CX. Very dangerous. Agents also found evidence that Heath had been looking into how to make explosives online. A judge ruled last week that Heath is a danger to the public, and for that reason, he's going to be staying behind bars until the trial.
And the man who escaped a Missouri jail allegedly kidnapped a woman and then stole an Oklahoma patrol car. He's been arrested. He's 30-year-old Travis Davis, and he was found early this morning back in Missouri. Police say they got a tip that Davis may be hiding in a Sedalia area, a garage there. And when police arrived, they found him in the attic. We're told he tried to escape again, but officers were able to grab him as he tried to climb over a wall. It was a wild ride in an ambulance.
Yeah, and it happened around 1 a.m. on Saturday morning when a woman hopped behind the wheel and then decided to take that ambulance for a joyride. Today, police released video from the chase and the suspect's arrest. Police say the keys had been left in the ambulance outside a hospital when it was stolen. And with police in pursuit, the ambulance wound through southwest parts of the metro. The chase lasted about 20 minutes. Officers used stop sticks to bring the chase to an end. 22-year-old Erica Toledo was quickly taken into custody, and she is currently facing charges for larceny. Also this afternoon, we turn out to D.C., where President Trump hosted a joint news conference with the president of Brazil.
Yeah, he touched on a range of topics, even raising some eyebrows with a new comment on Senator John McCain, who died last year. NBC's Blaine Alexander has the details.
Today, President Trump with the president of Brazil during a joint news conference slamming social media platforms, including Facebook and his favorite megaphone, Twitter, saying the companies are working to silence Republicans.
It seems to be if they're conservative, if they're Republicans, if they're in a certain group, there's discrimination and big discrimination. And we use the word collusion very loosely all the time. And I will tell you, there is collusion with respect to that.
President Trump also suggesting those companies should be held liable for content posted on their platforms.
Something's happening with those groups of folks that are running Facebook and Google and Twitter. And I do think we have to get to the bottom of it.
The president also touching on unrest in Venezuela, saying the U.S. can toughen sanctions and military options are not off the table.
All options are open. I think of all possibilities, all options are open.
Earlier in the Oval Office, President Trump answering questions about his own Twitter tirade, specifically his tweets targeting Senator John McCain nearly 7 months after his death. The president referencing McCain's thumbs-down vote on Obamacare repeal.
I think that's disgraceful. Plus, there are other things. I was never a fan of John McCain, and I never will be.
The president's tweets getting strong criticism from Democrats on the 2020 campaign trail.
I found it repulsive. Just another example of his moral vandalism.
Making tone and civility central issues in their campaign against President Trump.
And some Democrats in the 2020 race have not ruled out the possibility of adding seats to the Supreme Court. Asked about that today, President Trump said it will never happen. In Washington, I'm Blaine Alexander, Oklahoma's News 4.
All right, that's what's happening in D.C., but let's take a live picture of the chemical storage tank fire near Houston.
Ooh.
For 2 days, this blaze has burned. It is very hard to put out, and for that reason, it is expected to burn for at least 2 more days. Kevin Ogle has been tracking today's developments from the Sky Center. Kevin.
Yeah, it's got so much fuel to feed on, Eli. Officials say the fire intensified overnight because of low water pressure, causing the blaze to engulf 2 more tanks, bringing the total number to 8. Look at those flames. Emergency responders are working feverishly to get that fire under control using water and foam to prevent it from spreading. Now, this fire started Sunday morning. It moved quickly throughout the plant to tanks filled with chemicals used in gasoline, paint thinners, and glues. The fumes causing nausea, breathing problems, and skin irritation.
We continue monitoring the air quality in and around the areas in several locations. As of this time, they're still within normal range.
Public health officials say the plume is high enough so it is not affecting people on the ground. However, they are monitoring the wind conditions very closely and are on standby in case things change and they have to evacuate some people because of the toxic fumes in that smoke. Right now, firefighters are letting the fire burn itself out, and as Eli said, it's expected to happen in the next day or 2. We'll continue to follow it from the Sky Center. That's all for now. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. Well, more than 11 million women use the birth control pill.
And for years, the pill's been the go-to birth control method for a lot of families, but that may be about to change. Smartphone contraception, how your cell phone could help prevent pregnancies.
I'm gonna push you. No.
A teen seriously hurt after being pushed off a bridge by her friend. Stunning new developments in the legal case against that person.
And the race against time, new efforts to hold back the floodwaters devastating the Midwest.
Just kind of give them an idea. We'll get back on it. Okay, I will do that. I will make it really quick. It takes me about 15 seconds to say Mason Dunn, Air Comfort Solutions, Chopper 4. Yeah. I know. That is, hey, it looks like we got a big fire kind of east of Norman that we might head to after this, so. 11 o'clock, yes. $11 o'clock below. I think you need to go. What's that sitting by those cars to the left of that?
Because the stuff is really low topped and it's just light showers in northwestern Oklahoma.
Can you hear all that?
That's just it's going to look over it.
Hang on here.
And we continue to follow that breaking news. Air Comfort Solutions, Chopper 4 and Mason Dunn over the scene of a shooting right now. This is the Brookwood Apartments in southwest Oklahoma City.
And for more on that, we want to go straight to Mason, who is up in the air. Mason, we understand that you do have an update on this breaking story.
Yes, Eli. You can see a lot of police here at Brookwood Village Apartments here at Southwest 89th and Penn. We've heard one person was shot in the chest. They were transported emergency to a trauma center. So we don't know if this was a domestic or what that turned into gunfire, but right now just one person shot. Reporting from Brookwood Village Apartments, Southwest 89th and Penn, Mason Dunn, Air Comfort Solutions, Chopper 4.
All right, and we're going to get to the bottom of all of this. Once we know, we're going to let you know. Mason, thank you for that. Also this afternoon, at least 3 people have died in the floods impacting large parts of the Midwest.
In Nebraska, the state's Farm Bureau estimates farm and ranch losses could total more than $1 billion. Creeks, rivers across the Midwest running across at record-breaking water levels, leaving some communities cut off completely.
Everybody out here wanted to live on an island, but this isn't what we were talking about.
Communities downstream are frantically sandbagging to hold back the melting ice jams.
Forewarned Weather is sponsored by Newcastle Casino. Now, Forewarned Weather with John Slater.
And good afternoon to everyone. Certainly a very breezy, very mild afternoon and dry out there. Temperatures approaching 70 degrees in many areas, but a cold front is heading towards central Oklahoma as we speak. Let's see what's going on out there. Lots of sunshine, some high clouds, gusty south winds. Temperatures up around 70, humidity very low, so the fire danger elevated. Many small grass fires ongoing right now, especially south central, southeastern Oklahoma. Nothing too out of control right now, however. 69 right now, approaching 70 degrees. We have some milky sunshine, gusty winds out of the south to southwest ahead of that front. Humidity low, 25%. Temperature-wise here in central Oklahoma, we are upper 60s and lower 70s right now. Head of this front, 60s and 70s. Gusty winds out of the south. Behind the front, you can tell where the front is. Temperatures falling into the 50s, far northwestern Oklahoma and the Panhandle. More cloud cover and some light showers. Again, ahead of the front, gusty winds out of the south-southwest. We're seeing winds gusting over 30 miles per hour in many areas. And behind the front, winds switching to the northwest at about 15 to 25 miles per hour. But again, ahead of this front, the air is mild but very, very dry. So as this front comes through, it doesn't have a whole lot of moisture to work with. So we have some showers developing mainly right along and behind the frontal zone. They're just light to moderate showers. No lightning being indicated with these showers right now. Kansas, northwestern Oklahoma, you can see the band of light to moderate rain pushing off to the east-southeast at about 30 miles per hour. Across northwestern Oklahoma, extending back down through west central Oklahoma, eastern Texas Panhandle. This is pushing off to the east towards the metro. I think it gets here around 10 p.m. or shortly after 10 p.m. that front comes in. Our chances for some light showers will be increasing as this front comes in overnight tonight through early tomorrow morning. Now, on the big picture, well, we got another big system just off the west coast. Couple pieces of energy we're watching here. First little swirl here just off the west coast. That's our system for Friday night, Saturday. A chance for some showers and storms. Second piece of energy comes in Sunday, Monday. More scattered showers and storms, maybe severe weather. So bottom line, some showers and storms around over the weekend. All right, 10 o'clock this evening, here comes the front towards central Oklahoma. As the front comes in, increasing clouds, some showers moving in. Temperatures falling into the 40s with showers likely this evening in northwestern Oklahoma. Head of the front, partly cloudy. South winds are in the 50s. Overnight tonight, tomorrow morning, best chance of light to moderate rain right through central Oklahoma. 30s and 40s for lows. Gusty winds out of the northwest behind the front. And skies clear tomorrow. Rain ends early in southeastern Oklahoma. First day of spring. We end up sunny, breezy, temperatures 50s and low 60s. I'm back with that weekend forecast. It's 7A plus 4 more. That's coming up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're welcome.
And that system arriving overnight tonight through the early morning hours. Not a lot of moisture with it. Some light to moderate showers, 1/10 to 2/10 to 3/10 of an inch of rain. That's about it as it moves on through. Clears out tomorrow, 59. Breezy, mostly sunny skies. First day of spring. Thursday looks fantastic. A few clouds Friday, 65. Next system arrives Friday night and over the weekend. Not a washout over the weekend. Rounds of showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. Maybe some heavy rain, maybe some severe weather. That's the latest. 7, 8 plus 4 more. We'll have more in just a little bit.
All right, thank you. In today's Health Check evidence, your smartphone could help prevent an unplanned pregnancy.
Scientists found that the family planning app called Dot is as effective as the birth control pill. Using historical data from a woman's cycle, the app predicts her pregnancy risk for each day. The study showed Dot had a failure rate of 1 to 5%. That is comparable to the pill. Experts have a warning for women. They say women should speak with their doctor first about what the best method for birth control might be.
And there are new stunning developments in a story about a teen who was seriously hurt when she was shoved off a tall bridge in Washington state.
Here's Heather Holman with a story that everyone is talking about.
Well, the video just makes you mad, and after months of prepping for trial, we've now seen an about face from the girl who pushed the other off the bridge, 19-year-old Taylor Smith.
Ready?
It's the violent push watched over 1 million times online. 19-year-old Taylor Smith shoving her friend Jordan Holgerson off a 60-foot bridge. Now Taylor changing her plea on the day her trial was set to begin.
I'll plead guilty, correct?
Pleading guilty to reckless endangerment in exchange for a recommendation from prosecutors for house arrest, community service, and a work crew detail.
If she would have pled guilty in the beginning of all of this, it kind of would have showed responsibility. Maybe if she would have showed up to the hospital or, something to show that she cared.
Do I just go? Just go.
That shove was caught on video last August. Jordan hit the water chest first. Doctors likened it to landing on concrete. She was hospitalized with a punctured lung and broken ribs and still suffers from debilitating anxiety attacks.
The first one that I ever had, I thought I was dying, so they really had kind of taken over my life.
The DA's case was expected to focus on what happened right before the push. Taylor, they say, was taunting Jordan.
Jordan, I'm gonna push you. No.
Jordan reacted in fear.
I'm so scared right now. 3, 2, go. Go.
While others told Jordan she didn't have to jump.
You don't have to do it if you don't want to.
Last year, Taylor was remorseful for her actions on Good Morning America.
I never intended to hurt her, ever.
But Jordan says Taylor never apologized to her, and she wants to see justice served.
She won't be able to go out and, do what she's been doing, which is partying and not being responsible. She'll be able to sit there and, think about how she can better people's lives and not hurt them.
Remember, she had some broken ribs and a collapsed lung from that. Taylor's official sentencing is set for March 27th, and there's still a possibility that she could face up to a year in jail, guys.
Yeah, the consequences are real, aren't they? Heather, thank you. Well, there's some big news for homeowners who are sitting on built-up equity.
A new company has found a way for you to get that money without leaving home. Coming up at 4:30, how it all works and how it can help you save money on things like taxes and insurance.
And also, plus, new life for a high-end Oklahoma retirement community. Tonight at 5, the new plan to finally finish construction and to welcome residents at that place.